visit some brother out on my call. This is the moment you're meant to know.
Hello, my sunflowers. How are you? How are you? You know, I was looking at something yesterday, and they were talking about Hollywood. How someone says a lot of people are not doing movies in Hollywood anymore because I guess of the price or whatever it is, and they're doing it in places like Ireland. As a matter of fact, I think Ireland is where Rosie Perez moved to. Um, is her name Rosie Perez? I think it is. I'm not sure. The older woman, Rosie, not the Spanish woman, Rosie. But I heard that she moved there to Ireland, so they're going to Ireland, Kentucky, places that they don't have to pay so much. And so, from what I understand, is that Hollywood is turning into a ghost town. Wow, like it's not being used. And that makes me think, where is Hollywood? I mean, it's in Hollywood, California. So, I mean, I was under the impression because that someone was saying that when they went there, you know how it used to be hustle and bustle, people there moving back and forth, going here and there. They said that, but that it was so empty. It wasn't like it used to be. And so that led me to think, is Hollywood the dying? I mean, along with our stars, not for help, formaldehyde dying, but because of a lot of the situations going on with our actors and things like that. But I think this is a money thing with Hollywood. And I think that because of the finances and what they're charging, many people are not doing their movies in Hollywood. And I felt like that's such a shame. Along with everything that's going on in California, I can't even imagine California not being Hollywood the place. You know, I lived in California years ago. I lived in a lot of places, but I didn't live in Hollywood, but I did live um, what is it, California. And it's just saddened to see such a thing like this happen. Something that was such, what's that word? When something is so, a monument, so wonderful, people putting their names on Hollywood, and to know that Hollywood is, from what I understand, is dying. That people don't do that many movies there anymore because of the costs and the expenses of Hollywood. So what I want to know is Hollywood a dying like so many other things in our country? Is a staple Hollywood? Can you imagine Hollywood? People not making their movies there. They were saying that they would go there and they would just be different places. It would just be hustle and bustle. It was said it was there and made a joke. And you know, I forgot who the actor was that went there. Said it was like a ghost town, and that, like, you know, a tumbleweed. All it need was a I'm sorry. All it need was a tumbleweed to roll down the road. And that just made my heart sink with everything that Hollywood could be no more. I'm not saying that it is. I'm saying the idea of it because of the price. And we know we're being priced out of everything anyway. And people are leaving this country because of that, and the crime and other things. But I believe that no matter what, it gets worse before it gets better. You know, and sometimes you weed it out. And when you weed out and when it comes back, if it should come back, it'll come back stronger or better. But sometimes it's got to fall before it can rise again. And maybe when it rises, it'll be better. But I think it's the affordability why people are not using Hollywood studios anymore. Isn't that such a shame, baby Crumb?
It is, honestly, just thinking about it, just like you said, Hollywood would honestly turn into a historical landmark at that point.
Right. And they said it was empty. And they said it was hustle and bustle. It was always busy. And they said they went there. It wasn't like that at all. Greed is just taking us all out. Greed. Taxes. Greed. Prices. It's just eating us up. So my reading is going to be, is Hollywood becoming extinct? This card is going to represent Hollywood. It's real.
Yeah, at least some brighter days ahead.
From yonder.
Mm-hmm.
And you're right, because when I do see this 10, it is falling asleep. But maybe in the future, I don't know if it's a near future or a far away future, but it's still hope. It is still life there. But yes, Hollywood is, the cards show, because I said this card is going to be Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
And this card is showing that Hollywood in California, Hollywood has fallen asleep. It's on its not last leg, but it's ill right now. That's the best way, because of the tech, and people just can't. And there's so many places where they could go and not spend so much, so that's sad. So let me just lay out my cards, guys. You know me. Let me lay them out. Ooh, I just want to lay them out and read them till they read. Oh. Well, what I can tell you, what I do see, I see a lot of major arcanas here, and I see new beginnings. So what I do see is California is going through a slump, a very, what's the word I want? A slump, a time where it's just not busy like that because of the prices, because of the pricing, and many people have moved on with much trepidation. I see that it's like people want to go there, people want to film there, people want, so many big movies were made there, so many people want to go there, but because of the price, what it costs to film a movie there, many producers or don't want to do it anymore. I get it. Mm-hmm. I get it. However, I also see that even though they want people to come, but people can't afford it. They just say, I can't. Paying the actors, paying Hollywood to use their facility is outrageous. I think someone said to do something, it was $50,000. But to go someplace else, they could do it for less than that, way less. I don't know if it was 20,000 or 10, but it was way less than that to do it in another country or do it in certain parts of this country. That's sad to see. I also see that it's just on its last leg right now, just for now. But I do see in the future, maybe brighter days are coming. Brighter days are coming. I'm just going to switch through these cards, and maybe there will be a new beginning, maybe, after we go through what we're going through in this country, such a turmoil. And things don't just turn over real fast. And like I said, Hollywood is in the balance. I would just hate to see Condemned or Hollywood no more. I grew up in Hollywood days, like movies was made at Hollywood. GM, I don't know the name of them anymore. I can't remember. MGM and all of that. They're just not filming there like that anymore. Isn't that sad?
It is.
It is sad. And I just see because of the pricing, you price people out. People can't afford to pay to have their movies there anymore. Something needs to be done about it. People have taken their funds and found other places where they could go. I think Ireland is another place. Someone said that they're doing movies in Kentucky and other states that are not expensive at all to do a movie. Come to Maryland. That's not expensive. I do see the sun coming out, and I do see that brighter days are ahead. How far? I don't know. How low? I don't know will it get before people start coming back and filming. But people, we're living in hard times, and it's hard for all of us. All of us. I don't know if it's hard for the Kardashians and like the Kardashians.
Yes.
But I know that it's expensive to film and make your movies there. I also see temperance, and that shows me Hollywood's going to have to find a balance. But like I said, greed is the rule of the day. Everyone is about money, making money, and they pricing us out. Many people are leaving the country to even do their movies because it's so expensive. Oh, America the beautiful. Oh my God. Greed has become
The downfall.
Greed, power. It's like, it's sad. That's all my heart. I mean, even for the people, even to know so many people are leaving this country
Yes.
because of the cost of living and because of the crime. That's sad. And the education, all of those things. Oh, America, please. And like I said, to me, when I heard that it was affecting Hollywood, I said, this is the last draw. Are you kidding me?
You're right.
Hollywood, and when they said it was so empty, it was like a tumbleweed rolling through the street. That just broke my heart, And will it rise again? Will victory come back to Hollywood? Well, in the past, it says it was the highlight. It was the day. It was the thing to make your movies in Hollywood. It was the creme de la creme, and now it's on the balance. It's wobbling to and fro. People not doing it. They can't afford the cost to do it, just like people are leaving California because they say the cost is outrageous. And what I think that they're pricing people out because I think they just want to make it for the rich. Because that's who's going to be able to afford to live there.
That's true.
Give it about 15, 20 years. The homeless, all of this. This is sad what's going on in America. But Hollywood, and also I see here and I'm sorry, this is the past. And I see in the past that it's been teeter-tottering.
Mm-hmm.
It's been going through something for a long time. This is something that's finally started and the public is starting to hear about it. But this is something that has been talked about, mulled over, discussed, everything. Hollywood is falling down. No one's filming, not too many people are filming in Hollywood because the price to do a movie is outrageous. For the day, for where we at today, it just seemed like Hollywood is falling asleep. It has seen its days, and yet better days may come because it's from a distance. And I don't know if that's a year or 20 years or 25 years. I just hate to see that Hollywood is over. And sometimes it's just about lowering the prices. But someone told me once a price go up, it never comes down. So, but we see the sun, and maybe something will work out in it. Let me put it where you can see it. And maybe something will work out in that, I hope so. And even though I see the hangman, something that is much thought about, something that's been, and many people are sad because they like filming their movies in Hollywood and the different studios and all of that. And many people miss that. But If you can't afford it,
Mm-hmm.
you can't afford it. But in the future, and this is a near future. So in the near future, what I see people turning away because they just can't afford it anymore. They just can't afford to make their movies there because of the prices. Oh, it breaks my heart. And people just can't pay it. They just can't pay the price. They just can't afford it, or they don't want to, or say, why am I going to pay all this when I can go here? As a matter of fact, they were even saying it's even cheaper to put all the actors in a hotel.
Mm-hmm.
A hotel, pay whatever they have to do. They said it was so much cheaper to do that. And you know these Hollywood scholars like to live in nice places.
Yes, they do.
So to film a movie and you're going to put them in a hotel instead of being where they could go home or whatever, that speaks volumes.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're thinking like they're going to other states, other countries to do it, and they say it's cheaper. And one of the places that I did hear was Holland. That's sad to me, man. And that I see a new beginning for Hollywood. It's going to have to revamp, do whatever it has to do to bring those prices down. Because if Hollywood is not there anymore, that was what it was all about. That's where you go for your dreams to come true.
Mm-hmm.
And if Hollywood now is falling asleep, and because of the prices, something has to give. People said, I'm not paying it. I don't have to. It's cheaper for me to go to another country. But isn't that how we got into where we gotten into anyway? Because we figured, hey, I can go here to Japan or whatever and get my clothes made for dirt cheap.
Mm-hmm.
And not use the United States. And you see it again. We have to do something about the inflation because our landmarks are being destroyed day by day. And I went to Hollywood and I drove around it. I thought it was beautiful. And they had the big old sign and I got to see it all. But I didn't live in Hollywood. But I did get the chance to see it. And it just seemed like maybe new beginnings, maybe not tomorrow, maybe not next year, maybe it may take some time. But as America go through a flux of where we're going, so is the movie industry. And Hollywood is just not the place where people are going to film their movies. I just think that's sad. I really, really, really do. But it ain't over. People are filming there,
Mm-hmm.
but not like it. Someone said it's like a ghost town. I was just mortified to hear that because I grew up Hollywood.
Yes.
And just to think, people being born today, if they let Hollywood go, what is California all about then?
Mm-hmm.
If you don't, that's the place where dreams supposed to come true. And if Hollywood closed down, nothing like it.
Yeah, maybe we should get just like a new Hollywood side tangent, but just the people that are in Hollywood now are a bit interesting in the extracurricular activities that they partake in. So I feel as though if we can get some fresher minds, some people that aren't so maybe corrupt or
Right. But it's just the price. People can't afford to pay for what they want to pay to make the movie. Now, I didn't write it down, and I'm sorry about that, but I am just giving you the gist of it. It's that it's overpriced, and people just like this darkness is overcasting this card. That's how the pricing is, and people say it's just not worth it. It's not, and I get it. And I just see Hollywood is in trouble. It's hanging on by a thread. And I would hate to see, I don't think it will close down. I just think that, but if it's not making money.
yeah, eventually it's gonna have to close down.
Let's see, is Hollywood going to close down? Looking at the cards, I see hopeful. I see that it is a money problem there. and I do see that there is a money problem, and it's very emotional for a lot of the people that want to do their movies there. It's very emotional, but this has been going on, I see now, for several years. Maybe like 3, 5 years. This has been going on. It could have been longer, where people have been complaining about it. And what are they? The producers, the makers, the shakers of movies, to leave Hollywood. My mind is blown.
Actually, you know what? That does remind me about the writer's strike that happened a few years ago back with Hollywood.
It's always something. And now to know that someone says just a lot of people just don't film there anymore. Ooh. But I see the Queen, and the Queen is no longer the Queen. She's no longer producing. This is about being creative and innovative. And I see that Queen, and about giving life. And that's what movies do. They give life. And to know that it's just not there like that anymore. It's there, but because of you outpricing your source, something have to give. Something have to give in the country, but something have to give. You just can't go away, Hollywood. That's all I know is Hollywood. Is there anything you want to know, baby Crone? It's sad, isn't it?
Yes, because I'm just like, I honestly don't know what that's going to say for the state of America when we lose Hollywood.
I think it speaks of the state of America. Hollywood?
I mean, at least we still got
Hollywood?
the Big Apple. I mean, at least that hasn't fallen.
With what's going on in the streets?
Okay, fair.
That's unsafe.
I was trying to find some hope.
I mean, are they in Manhattan? Because Manhattan is where it is.
That's true.
I lived in Manhattan too. So I've lived in a lot of places over my life. I just went walkabout one day, and I just wanted to live in so many different places.
That's the Sagittarius in you.
I just been walkabout. I done lived in so many places, but that was long ago. And the places that I used to live in now are becoming obsolete.
Mm-hmm.
They're becoming places for homeless. It wasn't like that years ago. I can't even believe that we have the homeless the way we do.
Honestly.
This is like a whole new world for me.
But as expensive as everything is,
it's pricing people out. People can't afford to live in the United States.
Yeah.
Unless you have a good job or you're innovative and figuring out a way to make money. And a lot of people feel as though if I go to YouTube, I can make money. Don't be illusion. It's an illusion.
You
this is
fight
hard
down here
work.
Too.
Huh?
I said you have to fight down here too.
You got to fight in YouTube. It's hard. It's hard to make a decent living. And a lot of people have been here for years. And some people just know the right thing, or have the right, what is that word? The right to make it.
But the thing is with technology always evolving, new updates and systems always coming out, the algorithm is always changing.
Yeah, and here we have Hollywood. Hollywood is in trouble, y'all. And it's because their price is too high. People can't afford to do their movies there. So what else can I say? I can say people declining it. They just declining it. It's not that people don't want to do it. They do. But if it's so expensive, that makes people walk away. You're overpriced, and I'm sad to see that. So I just wanted to do a quick reading on that about, I heard that Hollywood is dying. Every time I say it, I gasp because I just, can I say it one more time? Hollywood is dying. And even if I think about Hollywood, and I think about Los Angeles, and I think about the homeless, and it just even seemed like a place I wouldn't even want to go, because it just seemed dangerous, and it seemed so overly expensive, even to live there. So I can only imagine Hollywood is a part of its surroundings. Everything is outpriced, and people are struggling. And do you think that Hollywood will make it make its accommodations, or you just think that it's just going to just fade away?
Oh, that's a good question, because like we just said at the very beginning, if prices keep rising.
And this card shows, so these are court cards. So that lets me know these are people and people mindset. It's everything there you would need to make a movie, but people just struggling with the pricing. People saying we just can't afford it. It's probably not even they can't afford it. It's probably they don't think it's worth it.
Right.
When you can go somewhere and do it for free, or you don't have to pay all that money to do a movie, to make a movie there. But it has so many studios.
Mm-hmm.
I do get it, but my mind is
that's
just
the
wrong.
negative, because if they keep the prices high, as long as they get a certain amount of clientele working there, then that's a good thing. However, if they lowered the prices down to bid with the competitors, then they would need a whole lot more people to be doing recordings at Hollywood to make sure that they can keep the money to keep Hollywood up.
So I don't even know what to say, but I do know that this is a timeout, and whoever owns Hollywood or who owns Hollywood, it has to be a dark day. It has to be something that was bustling with business and traffic and everything, and now it's turning into like a ghost town. I can't believe it. But this is what I heard. I was partially asleep and I heard it and I was like, Hollywood? That's the last thing you would think. When I think of California, I think of weather and Hollywood.
Facts.
That's what I think of. And for Hollywood to be falling asleep and people are not there doing their movies because of the pricing, oh, that just lets you know times are changing. And they don't change, they're not changing for the good.
No.
But sometimes, I guess sometimes things gotta fall down to be rebuilt again. So it doesn't look like Hollywood is gone. It's not gone. People are doing movies there, but not like they were. It's slim because of the overprice to make a movie. And it's so funny because I didn't even think that you had to pay anything to do a movie. I thought that you do your movie and then you give them Hollywood, get a price of what the movie is. I didn't know it was a whole lot of red tape about making a movie in Hollywood. I just thought I want to do my movie. I'm gonna do it in Hollywood. I'm gonna see what is it? Well, anyway, they have different production studios, and to get. I thought that when Hollywood, when you make a movie, after you make a movie, you pay for what you've done. I didn't know that they have to pay to use the studio. Pay all, not just that, but other things that they have to take care of. And it's outrageous in prices. And so many people are going other places in the world and other states that are cheaper to make a movie for whatever they need. And they said it's even cheaper for the actors because they can put them in hotels instead of people going home. So that's wow, mind-blowing. So I hope that Hollywood just come back to its glory days. Will Hollywood see its glory days? Look, let me tell you, all I have is court cards. So that shows me that a lot of people are not satisfied with the pricing. That this is why people are rebelling. People are saying, I'm not doing my movies. It's costing too much. It's just not right. It's not fair. It's just taking everything. And I guess people said they sick of it. So many people, because all I see is court cards I pick. So I'm not even going to go bother to pick another card because it's letting me know that the people says it's just too expensive to do a movie in Hollywood. And without the people, Hollywood will close its doors.
Yeah.
I hope not. But if you can go somewhere and make something cheaper and get better results, you would do it too. Because like they said, the actors, they could go home, but now none of that. This is sad, isn't it?
Mhm.
So let's say this is a sad day for Hollywood. Hollywood is struggling financially. It is just not doing what it used to do. It is too costly, and people afford and can't afford, maybe not can afford, but just feel like the pricing to do the movies are just not worth it. And they're going out of the country, and they're saying it's much cheaper to do it that way. And for that, that is sad. So I hope we don't have to put a tombstone on Hollywood. I
Yeah.
hope Hollywood will find a way to revive itself and renew itself and be giving again, not taking, but giving, not taking from the poor to put in a movie, but maybe it'll find a balance again and become Hollywood again, hustle and bustle, and no more tumbleweeds rolling down the street, and that the life of Hollywood will come back to its former days, its glory days. That is what I hope, because Hollywood is such a staple in the United States of these Americas. And without Hollywood, that just speaks volumes to me. I can't get over that. But as I said, Hollywood right now is turning into a ghost town, from what I heard, and that is sad to me. And many people are leaving the country and doing their movies or going to other states to do their movie because they can afford it. And not only can they afford it, they're actors. They say it's cheaper to put them in a hotel room and do all of that than to rent a studio or whatever you're doing in Hollywood. It's just too expensive. Well, with that being heart goes Hollywood, whatever you do, please keep Hollywood alive. Lower your prices, whatever you gotta do, whatever it is, bring them back in so they can make movies again at home, at Hollywood, where we all know that's the place of dreams. And now it's the place where dreams are dying because of the cost. Well, that's my read. I hope you enjoyed this. It was just sad. That's sad to me. Hollywood is falling asleep because of greed. That's my read. If you like this reading and you didn't know that, I hope that it opens your eyes to what's going on in America. Hollywood is being affected. So if you like this, please thumb us up. Or if you want to become a part of our family, please subscribe. And if you have any opinions that you want to leave, please leave them below. We so appreciate it. I can't get over it. Hollywood is dying. It's not dead. It's gone. Hollywood is not dead. It's not over at all. And I think that it will come back to its glory days. I hope so. At least that's what it used to be. Because this is the bottom, and that's what it used to be. And this is what it's hoping to be. Like it hoped that it can revive itself. And in the future, it just looks like it has given, and it's like those that can afford and will pay, will. And those that can't and won't. And so that's a whole lot of business leaving from Hollywood. And
Yes.
with that, please, if you enjoyed this reading, please give it a thumbs up. Hollywood. Let's just let you know the state of America.
Yes.
Again, if you enjoyed this reading, please give it a thumbs up. Or,
Leave a
and if
comment.
you haven't subscribed and you like this kind of stuff, please subscribe. Hollywood. I'm saddened over it. Well, with that being said, you know we love you.
Yes.
And you know what we say.
Sunflowers.